Hi, my name is Matt Kosterman. I'm a 56-year-old white guy living in Chicago, Illinois. For the first 50 plus years of my life, I didn't think I was allowed to be here. Not just here in Chicago, but here, on Earth, in a body. I suffered from depression for most of my life. I smoked my first joint at age 11 and had my first drink of Southern Comfort straight from the bottle at age 13. While the cannabis never really took hold as an addiction, I drank alcohol for the next 20 years, many times to excess. In 1998, I began psychotherapy, and in the year 2000, I started on antidepressants. I spent 12 years on them and 15 years in traditional talk therapy. Meanwhile, I built a successful business, became a father to 2 amazing girls, and rehabbed an old house in a nice suburb. I did all the things. In 2010, I went through divorce, foreclosure, and bankruptcy. Fun times. After much flailing about, I got my head on straight in 2015, only to begin experiencing severe chronic pelvic pain along with fibromyalgia. I spent nearly 3 years in the Western medical system trying desperately to heal. In 2018, out of money and out of patience, my healing journey really kicked into gear after my first magic mushroom trip. The years since have been an amazing and challenging ride. I've traversed the physical and not so physical worlds and been fortunate to work with many, many talented healers. As a result of all my efforts, I now find myself in a place of receiving, contentment, and prosperity, the likes of which had eluded me for most of my life. There's a man named Darryl Anka who channels a being called Bashar. Bashar describes the process of engaging with a healer, that of giving yourself what is essentially a permission slip to move towards wholeness, healing, and right relationship. This podcast is an effort to share some of what I've learned and introduce you to some of the people and ways that literally gave me what feels like my permission slip for existence. It's also an effort to continue to spread the word that the traditional Western medical system, while effective for a great many things, is not necessarily the be-all, end-all solution to every health problem, especially when the problem may be more spiritual than it is physical, as it was in my case. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, and do all the social media things that help spread the word. Share these links with people directly in your community. It is my sincere hope that you and others will benefit from my experiences. Hi, I'm Matt Kosterman, and we are back with another episode of The Permission Slip. And today I am with Janell Riedl, my amazing Pilates instructor for the last almost 3 years.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It'll be 3 years, I think, in February.
Wow. 3 years. Time flies.
Yeah.
Time. We were just talking about time.
Yes. We were talking about time when I showed up 15 minutes late.
Yeah. TikTok.
TikTok. 12:15. So Janell has been instrumental in helping me unwind my wound up body. I joked with her one day that she should be the one at theater that everybody gives the tangled up cords to.
Yes.
Right. And you said that
I love
your
that.
friends used to do that when you went camping.
Absolutely.
Like they'd give you all the ropes
Oh,
and
yeah.
say,
Anything in a knot, they're like, Janell will fix it. And I will have this pile of naughtiness
Right.
and undo it and then just be like magical, ta-da, ta-da, ta-da.
Yes.
It's very satisfying to me.
And her alter ego might be a dominatrix because she can get a little bit,
Rough.
There's a little
Throw an elbow in.
There was a little pain earlier today.
Like, are you crying? Are you crying?
Not
Perfect.
yet.
I'll go deeper. No.
So I have been sort of pitching. It's funny. I had a couple of people along my journey recommend Pilates, and my core. I mean, that's where everything hurt, right?
Yeah.
And I couldn't even fathom doing, and I just thought of Pilates as like crunches.
Yeah, right.
And
Were you scared of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, I thought this would be the worst thing I could possibly do. I don't want to.
Like, I don't want to do this.
No.
This is going to be the anti.
Yeah.
Of what will fix me.
You don't know, not Janell, but
Yeah.
these people. You have no idea how much it hurts, and
Yeah.
I'm not doing Pilates.
Yeah.
And then I moved to this area of the city, and I walked by her studio, which is just half a mile down the road.
So convenient.
And it was like, I was like, oh, I kind of made a note of it. Uh-huh. And then I don't know, something, maybe.
How much time passed before?
I mean, like a year.
Yeah.
And then, I think I was in Maui for the second time getting trained in body memory recall.
Okay.
And I was working with this amazing massage therapist who was a partner of this amazing chiropractor. And she had told me the first time I was there, that maybe I needed to do Pilates. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
So she told me again, and it stuck. And I think that was in 23 or 22. I don't know. What is time? Yeah. And so then I was like, well, I'll try Janell. And I'll try this Elite Pilates, Elite Integrated Pilates, which is right down the street. And it's been incredible. It's been great.
Oh.
And Janell is also from Eugene, Oregon.
Yay.
Which is where my youngest daughter went to college. So we have that in common.
Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Team Go Ducks.
And so, it's the kind of Pilates, you're a Pilates instructor and so much more. Because I do other Pilates, which is great. But it's not like what you do. So let's like wind back the clock. And how did this all come to be? How did Janell get into Pilates? What was your origin story? I love for people to know, like,
where did I start?
Yeah, like you didn't just kind of pop out and start teaching Pilates.
No, I did. I mean, I guess just as far as teaching in general, when I was growing up, like I wanted to be a rock star.
But you're a musician as well.
Yeah. And I am not that. I mean, maybe in my own mind, but not recognized by others famously. But my mom was always like, you should be a teacher. Like, you'd be a great teacher. And I was like, that is the lamest thing I
want to be a rock star.
Yeah, exactly. And then fast forward to now, here I am a teacher.
Yeah.
And I feel good at it. I mean, I feel like this is my purpose, like truly. I feel very, very connected to it. The first time that I came across Pilates was when I was in college, actually going to U of O, and I was dancing and doing a lot of dance, and they had a Pilates class. I signed up for it. This is like back in the day when Pilates was, you had to learn Pilates from someone who was taught by Joseph Pilates himself.
Yeah, there were
there weren't any other aspects of it. And so I was like, this is so cool. And I wanted to do it back then, but I started to kind of research, and it was like not close to me. Like I had to go to somewhere in the Midwest to find a teacher and then spend all this time. And it was just such a pipe dream. I'm like, there's no way. I mean, back then you couldn't even, they were under a lawsuit where you couldn't call Pilates unless you
had to train by Joseph
in
or by
the lineage.
Apprentice. Yeah.
So, and there's only, I mean, there is a lineage of that, obviously, that still exists. But that was just not going to happen for me at that time. And then fast forward through, life happening. I was bartending. That was my career choice. Instead, when I graduated college, I went to school for theater and did music. And
you did?
College.
Okay.
Yeah. And I moved to Chicago right after I graduated college. Started bartending and working the clubs here, cocktail serving.
Where did you work? Did you work at like Shelter or?
No, that was a little before me.
Okay.
I worked at the Leg Room, which was like on Division Street downtown, like in that division.
The Russian division.
The pit. Man, it was fun. We had a blast.
Yeah,
it was a really good time, but it ran its course, and I had to get out of here for a while. So I went back to Oregon. Maybe 6 years later. Actually, in between that, I moved to LA to try to be famous, and that only lasted about a year and a half.
Okay.
Then I came back to Chicago, then I went to Oregon.
You were almost famous.
Yeah, very close. So close. I was right there.
Right there.
So very close. And so I went back to Oregon and lived with my sister. I mean, I went through it there. I was really into the whole party scene. I did all of the drugs and the party and the everything. And that was where I was just like, man, I need a break. Like, this is going to be bad. So that's why I went home. I lived with my sister for a little bit. And then I got a DUI. And that, I think, ultimately was like my pivot point of shifting in life. Like I definitely needed that.
I could stay on this path and this is what it's going to keep looking like. Or I
can do some like change. I was still resistant, but I I did, like, looking back, that was when things really started to shift for me. And then but I was still working in the bars for a little bit longer. And then I was taking Pilates. I had a boyfriend at the time who said he would do it with me. I had done it before. I loved it. We were doing, private Pilates classes 3-4 times a week. And then he was over it.
Okay.
And I was like obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And I had kind of a repetitive stress injury in my shoulder from like pouring from bartending.
From bartending.
And my I was eating Advil, just candy.
Yeah.
Like massive amounts.
Been there.
Yeah.
Great for the kidneys.
Yeah, right. My poor. So I'm sorry, you guys. And so Pilates, it fixed it. And then I was still not necessarily interested in doing, like, teaching it. I mean, I guess deeply I was about doing it, but I never thought I could be a teacher. And then one of the instructors at the studio was like, have you ever thought about being a teacher? And I was like, oh, so I was terrified at the idea. Like, just the idea of learning something else and doing it. At that point, I was probably in my early 30s, going, I mean, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
And I was researching it all. I still couldn't do like the classical route, even though I was really interested in it.
When you were doing Pilates, was it mat or reformer? Or
it was both.
Both.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And Cadillac chair, everything.
Okay.
And it was really like amazing. Like, I saw not only what it did to myself, but also just to other people, but I still hadn't thought at that point, like, can I do it? But I started to research it, and I'm like a person who just needs to know everything about everything. So I'm like digging into the computer, like, what is there? Who's the best? What is it? And there are a few, or there were, they're still around, all of them, kind of avenues you could go through that were very reputable systems.
Okay.
And Stott Pilates is the one that I chose.
What is it?
Stott,
Stott.
STOTT.
Okay.
I think they might have rebranded Maratheu, but it's still sort of, it's the same thing. I went through that whole training system, and luckily, thank God, they had a place in Portland, so it wasn't very far for me to go to learn. And I feel so lucky, honestly, in my life. Truly, everything that I wanted to do, I've always been able to do, and it honestly has come pretty easily. Like, it's my own self that has gotten in the way of anything. But I mean, there was this place up in Portland, I could go do it. I did all of the training for it, and to come back, I never had to look for a job. The studio that I went to were like, well, have you here?
You can teach here.
Yeah. And
how many hours is the initial training? Like,
it's so
hundreds.
many. Yeah, hundreds of hours. Yeah.
Plus studying.
Yeah, you have to study, practice,
anatomy,
observe. You have to take anatomy, and then you have to test out of it, and then you can be certified in the different aspects of it.
Okay.
There's like Cadillac chair barrels, and there's the reformer, and then there's mat work, and so it just sort of depends on if you want the full comprehensive certification or each one independently.
Okay.
And
did you do all of them? No. Okay.
I did. I've done mat and reformer, and I have everything.
Yeah,
and
because you have the Cadillac and you have a couple reformers
and the stability chairs and the ladder barrel, and
she has all kinds of
everything.
little torture devices.
I need it all.
Yeah, they have it all. The oov is
exactly. I love the oov.
The oov is this crazy.
It was so
shape
great.
thing. Yeah,
exactly. It's so great. So through that, I acquired, I started to work at that studio, and it was awesome. I doubled as bartender plus Pilates instructor, and then eventually it took a lot of time to sort of just become a Pilates teacher, because it was a pay cut.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Was it?
Yeah. I mean, I was making a lot as a bartender, and that business is hard to leave.
Yeah.
But it was time for me to leave it, and I got comfortable enough to where I could do it, and I was really busy, you know? I mean, it got to the point where I wasn't teaching classes really anymore. I was just teaching all privates.
All privates.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was more lucrative for me to do that, just, you know,
Of course.
a little bit. So that's also was part of the reason that I chose it. And the woman that owned the studio, I mean, she's amazing. We're really close still to this day. She's an amazing human being. But I was working there. I started in 2008. Is that when I started? 2008? Yeah.
Yeah, at the studio.
Yeah. And so I've been teaching, oh my God,
17
years. Jesus.
That's time.
It's a long time. So, but throughout it, you know, I did end up going and, you know, studying in different avenues and aspects of it.
Yeah,
There's
what else did
different
you study? Because it's
systems.
definitely not just straight Pilates that we've been doing. Like,
No, I mean, when I also did want to actually mentor, I had a mentorship kind of thing with one of the elders because I just wanted to know everything about Pilates. And so I like flew out to Western Massachusetts and did that. And she was a Jungian psychoanalyst. So she integrated that sort of into the work.
Okay.
And she really, you know, I think in that moment, God, I was probably 35, 36 or something. It was pretty early on. And she was like, you know, I think she was 83 at the time. She said, I was 72 when I found my spine. And I was like, fuck. Like
Wow.
we're not going to find it now for me. I thought it was going to be
like, that's why I came here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Do I get my money back?
So I was like, a little bit, you know, darn it. But I realized a lot in that moment that this was like a life choice in general, you know, that there was more to it than just, you know, like what exercises are you going to do in a class, you know, that we're working on a much deeper fundamental level. And then I just started digging.
Yeah.
And everything that I went to go experience and learn was through myself first, you know. I wasn't learning it like reading a book kind of style.
Sure.
It was,
Hands-on.
yeah, and very like just throwing myself through the processes of anything and everything that I could possibly get my hands on and just learn from other people. There are some amazing teachers, like such amazing teachers everywhere. And then I got married, got divorced, and ended up moving in with the woman who owned the studio that I worked at. And that's really when everything shifted into a much deeper place. And so she is an energy intuitive, medium, shaman, you name it, jack of all trades, psychic,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And she, like working with her, studying with her, and living with her was like changed my life. And like it would probably make me teary-eyed just to say it. Like I'm so grateful.
Sure.
I went through her mentorship program, 2 years of it, and what did it entail? I mean, everything. Like it was really diving into, you know, I mean, and I think that is the case with everyone in the world, that like we can go as far as we're willing to go.
Yeah, and there's always farther.
They're always and forever.
Always more.
Yeah. Right. And so that helped sort of begin this even deeper exploration in the things that we connect with, not only with our own intuition, but like, you know, psychic abilities. And, you know, I practice like now, like I read cards, I read energy, I do energy healing. And that's what I do, like for monetary exchange, you know, and you know,
and you learned
from
that from this mentor.
Yeah, she helped facilitate the skill set,
Sure,
like the curiosity, I suppose, of the skill set. You know, I think that we probably are drawn, I'm drawn to everything, you know,
right.
And so the possibilities are endless, but I did focus a little bit more on those kind of specific things because they just like cards just resonate with me.
Yeah. And it's funny.
know?
I just interviewed somebody yesterday. It will have come out before this, and Dominica, and she like the overarching theme of it was follow your weird.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Like,
yes.
Because that is what's going to differentiate you. That is what,
Yes.
It's only weird because you say it's weird.
100%. And weird is actually cool.
Weird's great.
Yeah, weird is the best.
And it's no surprise that like I moved here, I found your studio because
100%.
it's also aligned with my path.
Yeah, it gives me goosebumps, like
Yeah.
just even like you saying it. And I knew that too, and I knew you've always been so very open. And I think I know that is like the key to, if you're open, you're limitless.
Right.
But you have to stay that way and curious. And
yeah.
that's it. Like from that really the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, anything is possible.
Yeah.
From that place of openness.
And that's, I think, what, started to, it was between that and, then there's like, so I get certified, I'm teaching and I'm teaching classes and I'm fucking nervous and I'm writing down like, what am I going to teach people today? And I'm reading it off a piece of paper, when I was first teaching classes. Sure. And I'm like, I can't deviate from this or I'm going to have a fucking panic attack, like this is so scary.
Yeah, it's got to be this.
So
1, 2, 3.
exactly. What? I have nothing else written down. There's 10 more minutes. What am I gonna do? Like it was really, really scary. And then it stopped being scary. Like and working with bodies and then being able to really look at them instead of being held to sort of the script, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's what I find is, so amazing about our work together is I walk in and you're like, okay, we're going to do this, or you've got something planned.
Yeah.
And then you look at me and you're like, no, let's go over here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like I can have an idea and I do. And that's the other thing too, which is what I'm grateful for with the work that I've done and do, is that I'll have it, like I have a sense, I know when people are going to cancel. I know, like I can just like tell where people in space is. And so I have an idea already, but it's also not my agenda, like I want, like it's important and the most important that I always am working with somebody with what they want to do and what they're most concerned with.
Not some prescribed
like I'm going to get you
steps.
in this perfect area of perfection and you must operate symmetrically. Like I mean there's that idea of things being even, but for the most part where it starts and where it ends is that's and, you can do it wherever, like
and sort of the core of Pilates is the core.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the deep core muscles.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know that I actually lift my arm from my pelvis.
Right. Until you actually like open your mind to that idea. And that's the other thing too, which is so exciting for me as a teacher, is every single person is so different. And that's why I like teaching privates. It's just so like, I feel the most like that I can assist people the most in the way that it's one-on-one and not just, can I teach a group? Of course I can.
Yeah, are you teaching? You were teaching for a company, or are you a couple companies? Like
just
in-house?
one of them. Okay. I do. And Blue Star Properties, and they're the ones who own like Salt Shed and...
oh, sure. Yeah.
So, but they and I, again, would have never, like Elise told me, she was just like, don't leave your studio. Like, don't go to people's houses. Don't go, it's kind of a waste of time. So I kind of like learned that a long time ago, although she wouldn't have, probably say that now. But I never would have left my studio, but like something about it just made me feel called to do it, and I love it, and I love them, and some of my best friends I've met, like honest, truly, like deep soul best friends I met through doing it. who work there. I am so grateful that I get to do that. And so, but
the majority of it
it's all private.
It's one-on-one.
I love it. I love being able to, like, I feel like I'm a conduit for what this communication line is from whatever is like wanted from their highest good and mine collaborating, that to help facilitate that in like a very like physical way, but spiritual as well, if they're open to it. Like, I don't, tell people when they walk in, like, you better believe this, or you better like,
you're in the wrong place, buddy.
You got some problems. Did you know, like, your right hip is really, really gripping and you're definitely afraid of moving forward. like nobody wants, I save that for like the third time or
for me.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, so it's really, there's a lot to be said that relates to the body, and I'm lucky because going and working out with somebody one-on-one, or working with someone from a physical standpoint one-on-one, it's a very vulnerable place to like put yourself in. Yeah. And that is why I love it even more, because it is so you start as being open, or you wouldn't be here.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, the work has been profound. I mean, I don't know how many times I've like shook and cried and energy releasing, because there was just so much wound up in there. Still, we're still working out. Even today there was shaking. Yeah. And I've been doing this almost weekly for 3 years. Sometimes more. I do some other classes.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. And now it's like, I guess, like, from my standpoint now, like, the best I feel and the best I could ever hope and want is for someone as a teacher is to just give them sort of a toolbox, like, to be able to help them deeply understand, see, love, heal, operate, for themselves. Like, it's more of like an empowerment, Can I do it for you? I think sometimes people think that I am, like, that they need me.
Right.
But I get a little bummed by that statement, from people.
Like, I need
like, I need you. Like, I need you. You're the one that makes me do it, because it's like, shoot,
right.
It's not me. Right. It really isn't. And if you think that, then it's going to stop at a certain point, like the growth. Yeah. And for you not to need me is great. That's the greatest place. Like, having the experience and feel it deeply internally within yourself that you have answers to perhaps questions you didn't necessarily come in with. I mean, sometimes people come in. Why do you come in? Someone told me, I've been walking by this place for a year. My girlfriend wants me to do it. Whatever it is, but everything happens for a reason, right? Yeah. So we said yes at a certain point.
Right. But like Donovan Frankenreiter likes to sing, everything happens for a reason, but if you don't do it, it won't.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
I mean, I came to you, I had done a lot of work, and I was working with a chiropractor and the PT, at their place, and I was getting, back adjustments in the beginning, like 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
And it's, it felt good afterward, but these are all big muscles.
I know.
And if they're out of whack, ain't nobody going to push them back in.
It's like you'll get cracked. I tell people too, like, if you love your chiropractor and you love to go. And it's not, this isn't to dig on it. It was just my particular problem was not going to be solved, because for a year I went in, I started out very frequent, and then I went in kind of weekly, and I was going to a PT guy who was just like wrenching me around. And it's not really, it can often, unfortunately, not be a solution. I mean, and that's the case with anything, even a Pilates instructor,
Sure.
So I think that, it's finding, or being open to finding the right person for what you need, and then that collaborating in the universe.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you know, kind of this perfect storm ensues. And then you can try a whole bunch of different shit. And because ultimately you're of core and moving about it. And you can go take a class from, you know, a Pilates teacher that's been trained for 3 days, and it's going to be just fine.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you deeply know how to function.
How to move. From where to move.
Exactly. And you'll know, I've got, there was a chiropractor, or there is one, that was recommending a lot of people to come see me, and I had never even met her. And she was up on North Avenue, I guess. And I was really, really like, this is amazing, but she must have, connected somehow, maybe through my website. Maybe it was a proximal thing.
Or had a client that was getting better.
Yeah. And
because of the
she
work.
referred a lot of people, and from what it's like, you can tell about how, like, people talk about their healers, the good that they're doing for them. And she sounds like a really, really great chiropractor.
Yeah, this chiropractor was great. They were actually the ones that had a standing X-ray, which is what finally showed my hip imbalance.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
it was twisted and lifted, and you could see it from me standing there supposedly straight.
You're like, but look, guys.
Yeah.
This one's
an inch lower.
Yeah. Damn it. Yeah, it's great. All of it is great. All of the healing modalities really are great. It's just a matter of, like, what one wants, I suppose. Some people love to go. That feeling of getting cracked is so great.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like, I really love it. But it does, for me, it's never stayed.
No.
It's just like, it's your bones are in this, like, sack of muscles and shit, and, like, they can be moved, but they'll be moved back, especially just from your emotional existence, all your fascial tissues and whatnot.
Right.
So
Holding.
yeah, it's like really understanding and dealing with everything, like, on a multitude of level. It's like very mind, body, spirit. Nothing is just like one thing. You're not just gonna fix your physicality and, like, still, have all of these problems emotionally.
Still have all these beliefs that are stopping you. Yeah. No, and that, that's it. It's still, we talked about that a bit yesterday, spiritually. Like, you think that you've gotten to a certain place.
Yes.
And then something shows up and you're like, but aren't I more spiritual than that? Aren't I past,
I thought I learned everything that I needed so far.
Right.
Like,
I mean, I used to think that there was actually, like,
an ending.
Yeah. Like, there was that I was going to get to that. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Like, when am I going to be fixed?
When am I going to be, like, when is the end where I'm awesome happening? I'm waiting for that.
It's like right now.
Yeah, it is right now. That's exactly it.
But we have the hardest time. I still have the hardest time with that right now.
Same. And I do this.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, last month I was in the freaking hospital.
Yeah.
They were like, you dumbass.
You were like,
guess what?
on death's door in the hospital. Yeah.
100%. And I was like, another lesson I have to learn again. I thought I was done with these. So mad. I mean, and so, but it's always giving you information. The universe, everything always gives you information. Like, if you're listening.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're not, it'll still give it to you.
Right.
It's just a matter of what you do with it, you never stop learning.
No.
Which is exciting. It's exciting.
It's exciting.
It's exciting.
When you embrace it, it gets a lot easier.
I tell people a lot, like, because a lot of my tarot clients, I'm like, this is going to sound morbid, but the good news is we're all dying.
Yep.
Like, that's truly, like, that's a
bodies,
guarantee.
the bodies are all dying.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so this is our experience in this lifetime. This is what you've got in this lifetime. So good news is we're all dying. We don't know when,
Right.
for the most part. Like, we don't know when that's going to happen, but the journey is the point. And that is, truly it. So what's the story you're telling? What do we want to tell? What do we want to do? What do we want to experience? How do we want to feel? That is it. Mm-hmm. So pressure's off. You can't do anything wrong.
Yeah. That's what Laura's guides love to say. You can't screw it up.
Yeah, you can't.
But man, it sure feels like I'm screwing it up a lot.
Isn't that funny? It's so funny to think about that.
Right?
Like to be, like, I definitely, I mean, I got married, should not have. This was a definitely should not have situation. It was, but I am committed to the bit. If I'm going to do the thing, I'm doing the thing, and I'm going to see it all the way through, even though it was not a good idea. It clearly was a good idea because it happened.
It happened.
So I had to experience it.
And what did you learn?
I learned that marriage I learned a lot of things. I learned, that ultimately that section of my life, I can see why I got married, because I was around a lot of people that got married. And I learned, I think ultimately, if I take like 3 steps back and look at it, that I ultimately didn't love myself, and I ultimately didn't know what I wanted. And I was purely operating from like a social surroundings standpoint.
Wanting to fit in.
Yeah.
I'm not enough. I can get love here.
Yeah, like this, it's time for me to get married. Like everyone's getting married. It's time. It's like, the house and the kids and the stuff and the things.
You did the college.
Yeah,
You did the,
I took the steps. I got the DUI. I'm changing my life.
So it was post-DUI, okay.
Yeah, it was post DUI. So I really was like, okay, I'm gonna do this relationship thing, like a committed relationship thing. And then the person that was standing in front of me was the one that I decided to do it with. Not, actually feeling if I really should do it at all.
Sure.
Or if the person was resonating with me well. It was just, you seem like you would want to do this too.
Yeah. You want to get married? I want to get married.
So should we buy a house? Yeah, let's buy a house. Let's enter into domestic partnership, whatever.
Yeah, right.
And then
let's go in debt together.
Exactly. That was a shitstorm. And so, but it was a real shitstorm. And it was, I felt because it was bad. It actually was bad. It was a bad relationship. That I could feel like, emotionally abusive, physically abusive, this kind of crap. And so I never would have put myself, like, if you think about I could never see myself being in a relationship like that. I mean, you just don't know anything at all, ever.
Right.
But I didn't know that was going to happen, and I was in it. And then I could feel my light. There was one day where I was just like, is this how I'm going to live the rest of my life?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here now. And then I left.
And that was out in Oregon? Is that what then brought you back to Chicago?
That was what brought me into, I lived with a woman who owned the studio.
Oh, okay.
And then I went, and then it was like,
which was perfect, right? Because why would you have gone and moved in with her otherwise?
I never would have.
Yeah.
Never in a million, like my life is beautiful as it is. I don't regret anything,
Yeah.
Would I do that again with that person? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But, I had to go through it. I don't learn lessons unless they're huge, clearly. And so I was living with her. Everything just was amplified, energetically amazing. And I was really getting myself to the point where I was like, I really want to move. I need to get out of this town. I knew I wanted to open my own studio, and I knew I didn't want to compete. That wasn't about me competing with her. I didn't want to do that. I love her with all of my heart. And I didn't, and I wanted to leave Eugene. I wanted to leave there. And so I would open myself up to the universe to, really listen to where I should go. And back here it was on the short list anyways, but this was the spot. And sight unseen, I signed the lease for that place. I didn't look at it. I had I basically moved in, scheduled the delivery of my equipment, and was ready to be open in about 4 days.
Wow.
And then COVID happened.
And then COVID hit.
Yeah, which was wild too. But ultimately, I knew everything was going to be okay.
Yeah.
And even though there were some times where I'm like, I better get this better change soon, because I don't know I'm going to pay for anything.
Mom's got to eat.
Yeah, exactly. like, uh-oh. But,
But it showed up. It shows up.
It always does. If you make room for it and you don't put it in a, like parameter box
Yeah.
line, like you can't describe it. You can't expect it in a certain way. But if you create space, it will show up.
It will show up.
It really will. And really, and fear is your worst enemy. Like that's the worst thing that you could possibly invest any time at all into.
Yeah, but it's so programmed. I mean, we're so
programmed.
And it's like in us,
I know.
Janell Riedl talks about, she's a podcaster and a comedian and intuitive. And she talks about, you got to do deep nervous system work to shift, to get out of that fight or flight.
Yep. You do.
It's not, you can't think your way out of it.
No.
Because it's a body thing.
It is a body thing. It's a total body thing.
It's amygdala, it's low level. And I think, the Pilates for me has been, I won't say like a huge part of that, but it's definitely been a part of that reset. Because these muscles, everything was so twisted and pulling and overcompensating and the body just on fire.
Yep. And I think for it's a real tangible way in some ways to sort of work through things, I think that is why Pilates I think is so great and why I feel for you it really works. It's like things just kind of keep spinning and like you're moving and they keep going, and we're moving forward and
it's not like I'm going back to the same stuff every week.
Never.
Right.
Have you? We've never gone
other
back
thing
to
that
the
was
same
really
thing.
that I'm really grateful for, that was useful, and I want to have somebody on the show about this, is TRE, which is trauma release. I can't think of the TRE, are the initials. Trauma release exercises.
Yeah.
And it was that training, and I did one session. Comfy Fitness, Kira Elliott is the woman, and her partner Carrie. Carrie was actually the one certified in training it, and you stress out your lower trunk, your legs, your hamstrings. You do stretches for 10 or 15 minutes in order to, like wall sits and different things to stress out your backside.
Yeah.
And then you end up going into what you like sort of butterfly with
Right.
your feet on the ground. You're laying on your back.
Right.
Your legs are open. And they start shaking because
Right.
you've stressed them out. But it amplifies the shaking.
Right.
And you can have, I don't know that I ever had, I had not super profound releases, but there was enough there. I think I had cried one time.
Yeah.
Things just start shaking. Like your psoas muscle is just flopping around. And so I knew from that to when I'm with you
Right.
to let go.
Yeah. You are so good at that.
I just knew when something starts shaking, I lean into the shaking.
Yeah.
I want it to shake more.
Yes.
Because I
yes.
know that it's releasing. Whereas I may have, without that training, been like, oh God, I got to
stop.
I got to stop.
I'm weird. What's going on?
Right.
Yeah. Totally.
So anybody who's out there thinking about Pilates or doing Pilates, lean into the shake.
Absolutely. Like really. But you're right. And which is so great. You never have apologized for it. Like a lot of people are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Or, oh my, and I'm just, why? There's no
and I
reason to.
credit actually the landmark training for that. It's like, you don't apologize for anything unless you hurt somebody.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I didn't, it's just even, I see that it's not a pet peeve, but it's a noticing thing. Like if I am in somebody's way, I'll say, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry for being in their way. I just ended up in their way, and I say, excuse me. And people, 80% of the time, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You have nothing to be sorry about.
No, that's so true. That's so true.
Yeah, we bumped into each other. You came around the corner. You didn't know I was here. You didn't do it on purpose.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah.
So that's what I credit for.
I love that. Yeah, that's been, and I don't think for me because I would do hands-on things and work
which
on
is
with,
amazing.
Yeah, with people. There are people that are really open and to doing that. I mean, most of the people that I work with, I'm never shoving anyone past where they are open to going, but or not intentionally by,
Right.
obviously by any means, but, it's, if we can open ourselves up as you very much do, like like even with that, the possibilities are endless. Like, you are like the body doing that is sort of like neurologically letting go, like releasing. I mean, even emotionally, spiritually, sure, too. And as well as, kind of reprogramming. It's sort of like the shakes are different, like with how they work.
Yeah.
Or it's either a letting go shake or a reprogramming kind of shake.
Yeah, I mean, you were working on my solar plexus that one day. That was nutty.
Yeah.
There was like hissing and all kinds of crazy shit going on. Yeah.
And that was like, super energetic, but that is around you,
That energy.
Yeah. It's very,
It was like, yeah, let me out.
and very in like protecting, but like a guard of sorts too. But also like, like a spiritual connection as well. Like I feel like, do I like the word spirit animal? Sure, I'll use it.
I mean, there was dragon energy.
Yeah.
It was very serpentine. It was very, and it's been my work to open the solar plexus because that's the seat of our will. And my God, if I could just let go of that will.
I know, right? Like, surrender.
Come on, let it go. Yeah.
Yeah, and that, manifests in how, we, or, sort of prescribes how we move, how we're not willing to move, like what muscles, function and don't function,
Oh, yeah. My whole life, I walked head forward, chest forward,
Right.
like almost falling over.
And so we wonder why those hip flexors, like, we're just driving on.
Yeah.
Like, we've had a lot of time doing that.
Yeah, a lot of years. Just always, head down, going.
Yeah. And so it's to settle in and to let go, it's like, I say it often, but I'm sure, I know, letting go is much more difficult than
holding on in the short term.
Totally.
Yeah.
That is such a challenge.
Yeah.
For everyone, really, but it's.
I mean, over here, David Hawkins has a whole book called "Letting Go."
Oh, that's so funny.
Hundreds of pages of letting go.
Exactly.
Just let go.
Oh, I see it.
Let it go.
Yes, that's so funny. Wow. Yes, I mean it really. It's true. It's difficult. Letting go is difficult, and. I don't know if you have ever. I read this book by Byron Katie. Are you familiar?
The Work,
yeah. So that was earlier on in my like early 30s, I read that, and I was like, that also was kind of a pivotal moment of just like deep and like question and really like for me that
is this really true?
Right.
What else could be true?
Yes, and just being able to question everything and completely be able to workshop things really fast and quickly. Like I really did that work. And so with that, I think helped me. And of course I'm a human being, fear comes in, but I'm so much more now able to not operate from a place of fear. At least I can switch out of it quickly because of
it shows up.
Yeah. But I can shift out much more quickly because of that, which I think really, if you are wanting to, dare I say, like expand, elevate, it's like being in a video game, level up. Do I get to the next level, right?
Right, yeah.
Like that ability to really like kind of work with that and let go and let go of your fear. I mean, we have an ego. An ego is part of what makes us human. We're not meant to just not have an ego.
Yeah, I mean, it comes up a lot in the psychedelic work. Like, I want, ego death.
Yeah.
And
but you're a human.
But your ego is your personality.
Yeah.
You're walking around with that every day.
Yeah.
It's certainly useful to see things, but you can't kill it off.
No.
And you don't, nor do you really want to.
No.
But it's nice. It's really nice when it takes the back seat.
Yeah, I gotta shove it in the back there.
Yeah, like you just watch from back here for a minute.
Right. You're not actually that important at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm not important. It's just a matter of what am I doing with this circle. around, like this lifetime, whatever.
Yeah, this time around.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I mean, it's we talked about it. I talked about it in the last episode. It's the throne has to give up its queen or its king.
Yeah, right.
But
yeah.
we've been all of our programming is around fight, go, dig in.
So important. Yeah.
Exert your will.
Yes.
Especially for men.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Especially for men.
Yeah.
A little bit less so for women, but it's been, the balance is tipping.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what else have you liked has been useful besides Pilates, besides Byron Katie's work? What else have you
I mean,
done
the
that you really
energy
like?
work that I've done with Elise was in her living with her, and her mentorship program was
Okay.
insanely pivotal.
Is she still teaching?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she's
she
in-
just did a
she's in
dream
Eugene?
workshop. No, she actually lives in Taos right now, Taos, New Mexico. And she was just in Spain, Mallorca, doing a dream workshop there with some other
lucid dreaming?
intuitives. I'm not sure. That's a really great question. I maybe interpreting dreams, I think, or I believe. And, and we exchange a lot with each other via Zoom, kind of trade energy sessions, talk about things, sort of whatever's coming up for us. So it's like ongoing.
Because you can't read for yourself.
Right, right.
It doesn't work.
Right,
The ego's
exactly.
there, wanting to hear what it wants to hear. With muscle testing, I even get, tripped up.
Totally.
Yeah.
Even same with tarot cards. It's like I'm trying to use this external thing. I also use a pendulum when I read tarot cards, even for other people, just because I'm trying to really stay like the most out of it I can possibly
Neutral,
be.
yeah.
But, it's like, there's this spark in your head. It's like, oh, okay, like this is what it's about.
Right.
Is it?
Maybe not.
I don't know. I need someone else to do it.
Right.
Yeah. So we do read for each other still, and she's incredible. She still does work. Very much so.
Yeah, and that's so interesting because the tarot ties into a lot of Jungian themes.
Yeah.
With shadow and the archetypes.
Yep.
Of the cards, right, and the major arcana.
Yep. Exactly. And like working through that in life, like it's so great when I was talking to her. Name's Mary Bowen, the
Mary Bowen.
the Pilates elder that I was kind of mentoring with. She was talking about, like I don't know what they call it in Jungian psychoanalyst world, but people know it as like a Myers-Briggs test.
Okay.
So there's that like little Punnett square of these. You're an introvert or you're an extrovert.
Right, INTJ.
Yeah, exactly, and it's got that element to it, and the whole idea with that is that we start out our life either being more of an introvert or an extrovert, right? And then two of the things we're stronger in, whether it's like sensing, judging, feeling, thinking,
Right.
But we're meant to be whole, right? The whole shebang.
We have all of it.
Yeah, and the idea of the midlife crisis comes about because somewhere in our middle life, whenever that is for each person, the rest of the square is kind of filling out.
Okay.
And the midlife crisis happens because we're sort of resisting what is. Right?
What wants to be.
Yes, exactly. Yes, is to be this full thing. And so if you want to embrace it as it'd be more comfortable to embrace it, right?
That's no fun.
Yeah.
Let's blow it all up.
Yeah, exactly. You would spend, if you started out as an extrovert, spend more time kind of in being an introvert and sort of develop the wholeness of it. Or you could buy a Corvette and resist the whole thing and,
Stay an extrovert.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I love that. I always thought of myself as an extrovert, and it was sort of at that midlife crisis and all of that I'm much, I realized, actually, no, I need, and it's only really lately that I realized, like, I'm not, I can do the extrovert thing, but man, I need to go recharge. And I am fine to be by myself.
Totally. And so that's serving you, like,
Yeah.
you know, and for you to be able to feel, you know, like all of, like to develop all of the things, you know, because I would probably peg you to be somebody who's more of a thinker, you know, like a very,
Oh yeah, 100% in
very
my head. Yeah.
heady person, you
Yeah.
know, so to feel is like,
Yeah, I'm still trying to feel what's in the body.
Yeah.
You know, things come up.
so
And not resist them. I mean, even just today I was chatting with Laura about, you know, kids leaving home.
Yeah.
And you know, started to feel emotional.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, I'm just going to cry.
Yeah. And
But
I don't have to name it. It's just what is happening.
It wants to come through me.
Yep.
But man, that is like that's some hard programming to overcome.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I either stopped crying or I got something to cry about.
Right. Right.
So you learn pretty quickly to stop crying.
And
Because it's a lot more fun.
Right. And then like, where does that go?
And then where does it go? Where's that energy go in the body?
Exactly. It's stored, you know, until you're willing to cry sometime.
Yeah.
So you same. I'm very heady.
You know, anger, same thing.
Yep.
And I don't even
Liver.
Yeah, I don't even again, still to this day with all the work I've done, I don't even often know when I'm angry.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that it's anger that's brewing under there.
Right.
That's causing me to be in whatever state,
Yes.
sort of disequilibrium
Yeah.
that I'm in. And so when I do get present to it, sometimes I'll go pound a pillow or I'll silent scream, you know, or something, because it just wants to move through the body.
That's it.
There's nothing wrong with the emotion.
No, none of it. There's nothing wrong with any of it. The part that doesn't service is the storage.
The storage.
Yeah, that's it. That little storage that's the part that's rough.
Yeah.
And that will, you know, and that is rough for, you know, each individual, but, you know, as a teacher working with someone, you know, from a physical standpoint, that, you know, those are the things that I see is storage.
You see where it's, where they're holding this stuff. Yeah. And so much of it is in the core, is in the pelvis. I mean, how many muscles come together in that? Like
so many.
Like,
I mean,
like
there's
half of them, like everything is coming together there.
Yeah, I mean, and it's especially even from like a myofascial standpoint, you know, there's everything that crosses through the body, and like, you know, there's like
sure.
Anatomy trains is one. I believe they say there's like 27. I could be wrong with that because I haven't studied, you know, deeply anatomy trains, but it's dissectable tissue that connects throughout the entirety of the body.
Oh yeah. No, I'm trained in the myofascial stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had massive unwindings.
Yes.
Where the fascia has let go.
Which is, you know, it certainly passes through the core.
Yeah.
You know,
All the crisscrossing stuff from the shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you can move your fingernails with your core.
With your core. You know, Janell's always telling me to like stretch the skin on my fingernails.
Yes.
Like, but there isn't any skin
like,
there.
what do you mean?
Yeah.
It's just, it's wild. You know, I think that leaning more into, you know, for me, going from a teacher that had to follow a sheet of paper and getting into the space where I'm at now, where there is no paper at all, you know, really truly is that. And the thing that makes it successful is never like doubting. You know, like doubting what
the thing shows up. You have a thought about what.
Yeah, I have it. I just feel it. Like immediately I can feel it and I don't question it. Like that is the success of it. And for myself, and I know would be for other people just in general, like, you know, if there is a feeling, if you have a feeling, like if you can move from that.
Trust it.
Yeah. That's the way to go, man.
Yeah.
Really
because the wisdom is in
it totally is. It exists, and it's, you know, the more open that you are to being able to, you know, listen, feel, hear, you know, be present, as you said. When you're present, you can feel the anger, right? Like that's where it shows up. It's always there. It's just a matter of
tune into it.
Yeah. Can we listen?
The other thing that I think is, you know, is fascinating, I don't know that everybody's present to this, is the fact that like so much of what goes on in your body originates at the core. Yeah. And so, you know, for ages I had like neck problems and this tight, you know, shoulder stuff from carrying cameras, and but we didn't we did some work on
Yeah.
the shoulders, but ultimately it was strengthening stuff and rebalancing stuff in the core.
Yes.
That allowed that zigzaggy ping-ponging stuff that was going on up the spine to go away.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. It's crazy, it's layers, and people respond differently to different things too. So it's like, you're in, I'm not going to call you easy.
Come on, I'm cheap too.
Yes. But you are so open that you're an easy fix, dare I say fix in quotes, because you are so open, and you do unwind, and that you're available for the woo-woo cueing and ideas, so it's like the idea that you could move your fingernails with your core, like you're not looking at that or hearing that from me and being like, what is
Like
she talking
you're
about?
crazy lady.
Like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. You're like, whether you feel it yet or not, you're open to the idea
Sure.
of it. And so with that too, things become much more accessible
Yeah.
and able to unwind and to, kind of like reprogram, I guess, for,
Sure.
as far as muscular neurological standpoint goes,
Yeah. So for somebody who is interested in getting into Pilates as a practice, what there's obviously private lessons.
Yeah.
There's smaller groups. There's larger groups. There's there's mat Pilates. How do you how do you recommend somebody
to get into, like, where to go and do it?
Yeah.
I mean, so, I always tell people too, because I've had clients who move. I moved from Oregon, and I go all over the place. When I vacation, I take Pilates where I go. I love other teachers. It's important, if you care, to use it in a way that can be life-changing. That you look at something, like when you're looking online, that's where we go, or walk by.
Yeah.
When you're looking, that if something is speaking to you, to listen, but if you can't even get to that space yet, just from an actual standpoint of like, has this person trained in Pilates? Like if they're just saying that they're, whatever studio down the street, like they've started working there 2 months ago or whatever, and are teaching, it might not be the most life-changing. I mean, it will be an experience, but looking for somebody who's got some longevity to their teaching career.
Sure. And who's learned through somebody through the Pilates lineage.
Yeah. It's like, there's classical Pilates, which is, through the elder system. But then, there's some reputable companies. I probably will miss one, but there's PMI, Pilates Mind Institute. I don't know if that's true. Balanced Body. There is where I went through Marathon or Stott Pilates is a big system. There's 5 or 6.
But
I
then
know I'm missing
as
some.
far as what's your recommendation to start with a group to start? I mean, because it can.
It's expensive.
It's expensive. I mean, I often get that.
Yeah.
But personally, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Compared to my alternative.
Right. And
of
I
not
think
being able to carry my cameras and work.
100%.
It drives what I do.
Yeah, I feel that, and I totally understand that for people too. It is. I mean, that's why I started teaching. I'm like, I can't afford this shit anymore. And so, but is a group class good? It can be really great. It can, like, there are really, really amazing teachers. I definitely recommend working with somebody privately.
For a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best way, and then to really feel and listen when you're doing it, I mean, it's, if somebody isn't chirping to you just like, okay, now you're going to put your hand down by your hip and, crunch up, like that's not a real great cue.
Yeah.
But if people are, kind of
And with
talking a little more
and
deeply,
the breathing and
breathing is everything.
Yeah.
That's really what connects you to your center,
Yeah.
right? Your breathing can open up kind of channels and facilitate your ability to really actually access your deep core muscles. So it's the ability to really be open, but also to, there's never a bad Pilates class, but there might be a different teacher that works better, and
so like anything, don't necessarily give up if
totally,
you're not resonating with the first one.
Exactly.
And then I've heard it said that, maybe you said it, that like the mat Pilates, the Pilates on the ground, is it's almost more advanced.
Yeah.
Like you want to do some reformer work.
Yeah.
To be able to get the right things strong.
Yeah, to be able to do mat. I mean, it's just you and your body for the most part on mat. Traditionally, mat is a cheaper option in like a group. In a group class, but people tend to not like it as much because it's usually more difficult.
Okay.
So they're very different animals, like completely different things, but they're also like the foundation is the same.
Okay. Yeah, I know for me, like I haven't tried in a while, but I couldn't get my hip flexors to shut off.
Totally.
And so when I'm holding my legs up in leg lifts,
like this is a nightmare.
Yeah,
it's just a nightmare.
It's making it worse.
100%. Yeah. So and that's where like the reformer is more supportive. It offers resistance, but offers support.
And isolation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Incredible isolation.
100%. Yeah.
Just the 3 different places or 4 different places you can put your feet.
Yeah.
On the bar.
It's crazy. Like
changes
what you can
fires.
feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so great.
And then and I didn't know you did energy work and reading. So that's also, and that's available in person or online.
Yeah, I do them both. Yeah, I've got some clients that are in Europe, all over the States. But it's been just another thing, like, that like if you open up for it, like it happens. It is something that has happened by talking, by word of mouth. Like my whole clientele has really come from that. I really firmly believe if it's needed, if that's the time and place and space, like it happens. It shows up. So, I haven't advertised for it. I don't have a website for my, like the energy work.
But people, they just find you through Elite Integrated Pilates.
Yeah. And can, text me and book with that too. I do tarot readings sort of differently. I don't just do cards. I can't. So I do like a clearing. I tap into someone energetically ahead of time and write down everything that comes in.
Okay.
And then I do that multiple times before they come in. And then I also like pre-draw the card. So I have all the information before someone comes in without, and usually I haven't met them, but I, obviously have repeat people too. So I'm picking up whatever's coming, like whatever's here now and sort of needing to be like worked on, quote unquote, or whatever the energy or the higher powers that be are sort of calling for. And then there's always, the time is open. So like I tell all of this information, but whatever questions come out of it, whatever, anything, like we can draw more cards. You might have had an idea of a question. I don't know what that is, could have been answered and usually is with what comes up, from when I'm kind of pre-drawing into it. But I like to have it all because it just feels deeper to me.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's more than just like
you're doing your research.
Yeah, like a
basically.
Party. Yeah, it's not a party trick, right? Which I think sometimes tarot can be like, and it is fun to do at parties for sure.
Right,
but it's like, it's more of this tangible thing that we can see together of what is being called in for someone. The stuff that I tap into, sort of is a preliminary introduction to what the cards say. They're not usually different. They just sort of, the information evolves a little bit.
Got it.
And I've just found that for me really is something that works.
Yeah. Well, obviously if you have clients all over the world.
Yeah. I know, it's cool.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
And And you get visions too, yes? You see, you're clairvoyant.
So I hear,
Clairaudient, okay.
yeah, and I've had clients where I wouldn't say that I'm, like I'm a medium, but I wouldn't say that I'm not. Like if things are coming through, if there's people that I've crossed over that want to speak, I'm not channeling them. I can hear them and they can show me things.
Okay.
But I'm not speaking for them.
Yeah, not Paul Selig calls himself a medium for the living.
Yes.
Who can channel people's higher selves. He will get people who have crossed, but usually right before they've crossed.
Oh, interesting.
He said he doesn't usually get them on the other side.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And Laura will bring people through from the other side, but it's not like what she does. But
Yeah,
there are psychics who that's what they
do.
Yeah, they can tune into that particular frequency.
Yes. That is not like if they want to come in, and sometimes they do. Like for people, like I don't know who the people are, and then I tell them, and they're like, "Oh, this is
who's Eloise?"
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, grandma or whatever.
Yeah. So I feel that too. If it comes through, it comes through. I don't stop anything. I just am like, I don't know what any of this means. There's shapes, there's doorways, there's, I know because I've done this for so long that there's kind of metaphors, so it's sort of an idea. And sometimes the idea is a message for me and sometimes it's the message for them. And that's why I don't ever stop the information and always convey whatever it is, because it might make more sense to you. I can tell you what it means for me traditionally, but you might have a different connection to it. That
might help with the interpretation.
100%.
You're going to be like, oh, well, yeah, that makes sense in this context.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like what comes through, and I do that either remotely or if I put my hands on somebody, I can feel.
And you really.
That's like whoa.
Yeah.
So it's both. Either or both.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool.
Cool.
I'm like, I'm honored, truly honored. It's not me. I'm just, at this point, I'm getting decent at getting out of the way.
You're a radio.
Yeah.
You're a tuning fork, a radio, whatever.
Yeah.
Paul likes to say he's a stenographer.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
He's just
Yeah.
He's like, it's like you're not the guru.
Yeah. No. And I think that's interesting. I think people can mix that up a little bit.
And we want to give our power away. We've been trained to give our power away.
Yeah.
Yes. It's what society does.
Yeah.
It's how it trains us.
Yeah.
Look to an expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's true. And even just, I've had clients that are like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. Of course I'm thankful, it's like, yes, it's not me though,
Yeah. But you've done the work to be able to be a clearing.
Yes. And so that I'm proud of.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never want to dishonor.
It's not as if you're efforting it.
Right. Exactly. Like I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
So many of the things. I think if you go back to Francis Crick and the gentleman who discovered DNA, the structure of the DNA, like they literally came to one of them on an LSD trip.
That's insane.
Was where they got the double helix structure.
Yeah, wow.
And it was certainly they were in the field and doing all of this research,
right.
But whose thoughts are they?
Right. Yes, exactly.
Standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yes. All we are really is just, available for information.
Yeah.
If
we're all just radios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's sort of like, where do you tune your radio?
Exactly. Yep.
Or you look at lately we've talked about, David Byrne, Talking Heads, and
so good.
just watching to me, I just see this channeling of this divine. Certainly there's been talent that's been developed.
Right.
You got to learn how to play the guitar. You got to learn the mechanics of it. But just like, I'm never going to throw a fastball like this, Otani.
Right.
It wouldn't matter how much I trained.
Right.
I'm never going to sing like David Byrne. I'm never going to sing and dance and play all at the same time.
Right. Exactly. It's that he's very much doing what he's meant to do.
And we all are.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, I know I lose sight of the fact that every day I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing.
That's a good point. I think that is hard to remember.
Yeah, because people aren't throwing money at me.
Yeah, right. Just for walking around, being myself.
Right. I mean, when I take their
Exactly.
pictures, they throw some money at
Right,
me.
right.
But but I'm blessed to have a gift
Right.
of being able to capture people in a particular way. And I have done training
Yes.
as well.
Right.
I developed it. So you have a gift for this, and you've done training.
Yes.
And it's divine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful,
Yeah.
guys. Y'all.
Y'all. All y'all.
All y'all.
Well, this has been great. I'm so glad we did it.
Me too.
Thank you
This
for
was
coming
awesome.
over. I love doing them in person.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
You have
I mean,
a
I'll
beautiful
do-
space.
What's that?
You have a beautiful space.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
Talked about that. Yeah.
That's great.
And I'll put the contact info, especially for people in the Chicago area who I hesitate to do it because it's going to make your schedule even harder to
You're
get in.
I might gatekeep this.
I might not tell anybody where to find you.
Never mind.
I'm going to erase the references to the name of your company. But
As a matter of fact, I'm deleting her name out of it.
just Pilates is great. Go find somebody.
Have fun. Good luck.
Good luck. No. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
That's been amazing.
Yeah.
Yay.